Hey YouTube, welcome to Shopcat Industries. We've had some new subscribers in the last little while, so I just wanted to give a big thank you to them for supporting the channel. Super appreciate it. Every day we get closer to that magic number of 1,000 where we can start turning this into kind of the real deal. If you're new to the channel, my name's Ferd, and around here we like to fix up old stuff and try and make it useful again. And if you've been following along for a while, you're probably getting a little bored. I know I'm getting a little bored of working on it. The 1966 Eaton TECOmaster gas-powered reel mower. I can't get it running. I can't get the linkage set up right. Well, you know what? Just for a treat, we're going to change it up a little bit. Come on for a walk with me. We're going to head outside here. Maybe you can hear it. There's the old Ferd. All right. There's not much point to having this thing unless we can cut some grass. Let's see how this goes. Well, taking into consideration that I haven't adjusted anything, I haven't sharpened the blades, all things considered, that actually cuts pretty nicely. I can see why it would be good to be self-propelled. It's a little heavy to push around, actually. But overall, that was pretty fun. So when I was attempting to start this thing up, I could get it to run for a couple seconds anyway on fuel just up in the car, but I haven't really got it running consistently yet. But I'm not too concerned about that, really. It'll go. What was happening was an awful screeching sound coming from here, and it's just basically there's a series of little ball bearings inside here, and they just kind of, if they get dry, they make a terrible screeching sound. So pretty easy to do. Main cover comes off. Undo these 4 screws that hold, 2 of them just hold on the screen, I think, and then the other 2 hold this together. So I'm going to pull those screws out and we'll see what we find. So there we are, it's all off. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. A little bit of kind of burring kind of in there. I don't know if you can see it up in there. Focus, there we are. But I don't know, can clean this all up. A little bit of lubrication, just some ATF actually works really well. Cleaning up down inside there, and just, yeah, it's a little gummy kind of on the ends here. We've got some, we can bring that into focus. We've got some chipping on the teeth here. That's not, shoot, that's gonna make things. Yeah, we might just have to live with a little bit of screeching. I'm going to clean those up as best I can, but odds are, can I get this part? I don't know. See what we can do, just like always. Just to make life a little easier on myself, I just removed this from the engine so that I can work on it on the bench. Basically just, you know, a little drift and kind of just tap it off so it comes off. I was maybe a little bit too fierce with it, and some of these are a touch deformed now. It is just kind of pot metal, but I'll spin a tap through it and maybe take a wire brush on a die grinder and kind of clean up the burring in here. And on the other piece, the pawl that sits inside here, and hopefully can get it to work, but I might just be living with a certain amount of screech. Alright, so I've got the pawl apart here and filed off kind of the worst of the grooves and stuff, so hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, I don't know, maybe I can order a new one on Amazon, but that spoils the fun. Just to show you how this works, we've got 5 kind of pawls on the inner and 6 balls, and so as we rotate this way, they all just move nicely out of the way. And when we turn the other way, some of them will just grab. In this case, it's probably this guy down here up against the ramp, and it can't go anywhere, so that locks it. Pretty smart. As far as lubrication, just kind of dampen it with some ATF, you know, or blast it like it's a fire hose like I did. But yeah, just a tiny bit. Tapped out the holes, and I'll put the cover back on, put it back on the mower. And I've actually got this working pretty well right now. I went for a slightly longer carriage bolt. It doesn't have the same big wide head as the old one, but it's still functional, it still works. It's only maybe a 1/4 inch longer. It made all the difference. I determined that this little bolt here is actually a stop. If this drops down too far, this lever will over center, and then the carriage bolt goes too far that way and doesn't touch the handle. So that's what that does. I've locked the handle in about this position just to keep it out of the way of the throttle linkage. I still don't really know why you'd have to. I'm just going to lock it there. It's just one less thing to adjust. But now at this point, we have, try and get a good overview here, something like this. So right now, you can see the belt's quite loose. And as we come up, it tightens up. Boom. So now we have quite a bit of movement there. The belt really gets quite loose. So I think that's going to work. Alright, so somewhat reassembled now. Still got to tighten the bolts, but thought I'd record this right away. So cleaned up the pawl inside there, the starting pawl. So that should be in a little bit better shape. Hopefully it won't scream like it did before. While I was in there, I wanted to satisfy my curiosity regarding the self-propelled feature on the drive wheels. The shaft that drives the blades should come through here and have a little gear on the end that engages inside the wheel, and these don't have that. I was under the impression that all of these were self-propelled, but maybe just it was an option on all the models. I was able to get the cover partially off. You know, rule of 4 screws applies, right? If you hold something on with 4 screws, 2 of them are going to be stripped out, 1 of them is going to be fine, and 1 of them is going to be seized beyond removal. So I was able to get it loose enough to peek in there. It hasn't had a gear inside there in a long time, if ever. So either it was removed at some point, maybe previous owner didn't want that feature, or it was acting up or something, or maybe just never had it from new. Either way, that's fine. That's not such a big deal. These tires aren't going to get much grip anyway. before I forget, two announcements to make. First of all, this past Friday, August 13th, was our CEO's 10th birthday. She reached double digits, so happy birthday, Amelia. And this week we also passed 5,000 total views on the YouTube channel, which is kind of small potatoes compared to a lot of the channels out there. I know a lot of you guys do that in a day, but for me, it's a milestone. They all count. Dr. Pepper and a little wild turkey. Cheers. Here's to it, folks.